Hello and welcome to something that's going to be a pretty long episode of The Evil Within. I decided to mash 3 episodes that were a little bit short together just because of how long the things that are coming up are gonna be. Chapters 10 and 11 are actually pretty pretty long and pretty complicated and pretty big. So yeah, in this beginning part in chapter 7 you have to wait for Joseph. It takes him quite a bit to start the scene. Even if you run around and pick all the goodies, it still takes him quite a bit to sit. Once he's sat, you can talk to him and
hey, Joseph,
actually properly start the chapter. Chapter 7 has some really cool parts. It almost feels like a maze at times, but a pretty well constructed maze, and it's really nice. It also has my favorite boss, which is the Keeper. There's not much in this first area, just a couple of vases to break. Now they replaced the boxes with vases, and I don't get much, but something out of them. It's still good when you get something, even if you might not get everything. There's also a bomb somewhere around here, but I never managed to find it. I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. I think I was on the wrong side, but anyway, didn't spend too much time here. Just broke some stuff, got my trap parts, and ran off, because this chapter is relatively easy. Here in this part you can actually run through it, because the moment you get to the door and to this thing, time stops, so you have a time to breathe, and there's this candle here that can just force the enemies to be stuck. And after the door opens, basically I have my shotgun up in case they run at me, but they didn't. And you should probably have enough time if they get stuck like they did for me. For me, they got stuck over there on that candle pole. If they get stuck, you have all the time in the world to collect everything there. If not, shoot your shotgun once. And then get out of there. And you do have to move a little bit fast, because if they're coming after you, they will probably join you here in this room, which is not that great. So you want to get out of there fast and lose sight of them so that they don't follow you in here. And most people take the left part here first, because in the right part enemies can come after you in the main room, so you don't want to deal with that, which is why most people just go to the left side, because the left side is easier to complete. There's 2 enemies over here. There's a trap also. If you let this enemy run into the trap, don't spring it yourself, just let him run into it, and he's usually dead. The trap will usually kill him. And then there's this one man here that you can kill. Takes me a couple of shots because I can't manage to hit his head to save my life, but he eventually will die. And then you can run past into this room, which has an axe. Also you can spring the trap on those guys just to make sure that they are not in your way. And there's nothing here unless you need a grenade. I don't, because I don't use them anyway. No, and this is the start of the sequence with the gas. You have 2 levers here to turn. Mr. Safe Man is going to throw the door closed and start with the poisonous gas. You have some trap parts on the table behind you. Just turn around and grab them. And then there's the first lever here. that you need to spin. And running up, there's gonna be a guy that pops out from that place. Just don't run into him because you have all the time in the world, and just hit him with the axe. That's the reason why we got the axe. Hit him with the axe, turn the lever, and that's pretty much this gas section done. You're pretty much safe after this. And I run around to see if there are any resources. There isn't. There's just a bunch of gel here. Yeah, over here there's just a bunch of gel, and here's your checkpoint, and I accidentally run into a guy. So you can actually run through this whole section without wasting any bullets. You do have to run here, and I run into this guy again, but this time he doesn't grab me. You can run through here, and don't go this way. You have nothing to do over here, except there's like this one bomb. You have to go the other way. There's literally no... And see how much time I waste? And I still have time to get to the door. That's the reason why most people run through this area, because you literally have enough time to get here and then spin the wheel, and you'll be fine. You don't need to shoot those guys. There's about 3 guys. There's no reason to shoot them. Okay, there's a trap coming up here. Just disarm it to not get impaled, and you can also run through this area. There's a lot of sections through this chapter that you can run through and not worry about anything. You just have to run on these pipes, and that'll get you through these guys, and they won't be able to grab you. And if you're fast enough, you can actually step on this guy, and that will kill him. I was not fast enough, so I had to shoot him, unfortunately. But if you're fast enough, you can actually step on him because he's on the ground. I unfortunately had to waste a lot of shotgun ammo, but that's fine. And then you can just turn the lever, because it will take those guys forever in the day to turn back and try and get you, so they won't be able to get you. And this part is mostly nothing interesting. We just climb up the ladder, and I collect all of the resources that I can here. And then there's nobody here, so you're quite literally safe. And that's this part of the section done. I happened to shoot a couple of guys extra because I wasn't fast enough to get to them. But if I was fast enough, I wouldn't have shot them at all. And then I go into the safe room from what I remember. Because, the safe room is right over here. So I took advantage of that to go into the safe room and collect a newspaper. As well as a missing persons report and cue the death montage. Because I saved here, I forgot how this trap works. I literally forgot how this trap works, and I died 3 times to it before I actually remembered how it worked. That was very stupid of me. But yeah, here you have a couple of things that you can collect before the trap. There's some gel, there's some things that you can break, a key that you can shoot, and the trap parts, as well as the tape. And you have to be pretty far off. You have to shoot those levers from here.
I'm so close.
And that will disarm the trap.
It is.
Yeah, if that thing falls from over there, that will disarm the trap. If you go any closer than this thing over here, you will be dead. Like, quite literally. And there's this guy that's gonna fall down. That's how I died. I went and disarmed the trap first, and then I tried to shoot that, and there's a revolving thing that gets me. You can't allow that to happen. I also died here a couple of times. because once, I believe, because they got me when I was trying to loop them. Not too big of an issue. You get a checkpoint right over here. There's one dude over there that's gonna be crawling on that space. Usually you have enough time to ignore him because he's on the other side, but you sit there. As he falls down, you can step on that guy, which is pretty nice, and you can just wait for the dude on the other side to see you and come over to this big trap section, and you will crawl down. And I continuously started kicking on that man because I couldn't grab the lever. It was kind of crazy. I thought I was gonna get killed because of that body, but hey. I tried pushing this guy a little bit out of my way because he was in my way, and I really didn't want to have to deal with him when these guys come out, because as soon as you crank that lever, these guys will be released and you can just run over here to this trap. And the reason why I died previously was because some of them left gel there, and instead of crawling up, Sebastian went for the gel, and that's the reason why they caught me. But either way, either way, the first wave is dead. The second wave is going to die the same way pretty much. You have to wait for the lever to go up, otherwise it won't fall down. But there it is. Most of them are pretty much dead, and that's the way you can deal with these guys without... you can actually run past them and crank the lever yourself. But there's plenty of ways of dealing with these guys. You can just sit on the other side and shoot the lever down, or you can just wait for a run around them and crank the lever that way. I go in here to take my resources because there's a couple of resources, and there's nobody here, right, as I go in, but there will be a guy when I go out, which is amazing. I don't know where he comes from. There's a couple of traps here, disarm them. There's a bunch of traps here which I try to go around because I don't want to get blown up, and there's, I believe, a couple of traps here. Yeah, disarm those, and you get a statue here, and a bit of gel is always good. All right, the key and the bit of gel. And as I am running up, there's gonna be a dude over here. I don't know where he comes from because, again, I killed everybody, but hey, I just walk around him because he's slow as shit, and I already cranked the lever, so I don't have to worry about him. I'm just going to run past this place, and there's a lever here. You can crank that one as well to kill everybody that's over there, so that you don't have to worry about them. And this is a little bit risky because you can actually get stuck here. Look at that. I got stuck. I nearly got stuck. And I nearly got killed, but fortunately for me, I didn't get killed. You can actually get stuck there pretty easily, but it's worth going for the extra boat. And there's this one guy here that I forgot about, and I tried to shoot before I realized, hey, I can just wait for him to come to me and then spring the trap on him. So that's exactly what I do. Don't waste your bullets on him. You see him, he'll be going down to get you, and just spring the trap on him. Like, there's no reason to waste ammo on his ours. And then, of course, I go back out to see if he dropped anything. Of course he didn't. Why would he? And that's this room done. And with this room done, we are pretty much safe. It is time for the walking simulator version of this part. I actually died on Survivor here. I didn't die on Akumu. I died on Survivor here because I forgot the pattern in which you're supposed to walk. But you can walk very slowly here. You don't have to run like at all. You have enough time to walk through this section. You have to start mashing space here. The faster you mash it, the faster Sebastian will release himself, but usually you should have enough time before the things fall on top of you. Yes, I've been killed that way before, but not this one. This one was fine. And once you get to about here, you're going to have to start walking. And I do walk. I don't run here. This is me walking. And you can walk to this side and then walk to the other side. And look at how much time I wasted there, and I still had enough time. Like, you have enough time. You don't need to run there. You just walk. And then this is the section with Leslie. Once you release him and go and crank up the lever, the gauntlet with the keeper is going to start. And
Leslie! Leslie! Leslie!
and for this section, I actually did die a couple of times during the last section, which is always annoying. This was the last section. This one was the first section because I missed a couple of them. The last and first section. And here's the successful run. So you can shoot him with 3 bolts. 3 of the regular bolts will kill him, which is the reason why I died, because he does charge at you, and if you're not careful with that charge, he will get you. And there it is. 3 regular bolts, not upgraded. Just 3 bolts are enough to kill him here. And there's a couple of goodies that you can collect, which is why I went into that room and collected them. Goodies. He drops a significant amount of gel, so just pick it up. And then there's a couple more goodies by the wall, but I forget about it and just run to the wrong section, but it's fine. I eventually find my way into this section over here. You have to crank this lever and you have enough time. The only way you can fail here is if you let go of the lever. This boss just doesn't attack you here. He knows that he's got way too much time, so he will walk to you slowly and you'll have enough time. Like, I've never been killed here. Never. Been killed in this second room because you actually do have to kill the keeper in the first room, and in this one you have to kill him. I walk around the edges because this is the time when I can pick up my stuff before the big fight. So I walk around the edges to pick up my stuff. There's some ammo in the boat there. And after I crank this lever, the keeper is going to pop in and we have to kill him here again. And I use, I believe, the shotgun and another bolt because I only have one of the regular bolts. And be careful that you allow him to spawn in, because if he is not spawned in, he will not take any damage. Yeah, so I have 2 more bolts left and I used 2 shotguns and that's it. He's dead. And I just wait here to pick up my gel. And afterwards you have to run back through the door that you came from, and not this. You don't have to go this way, you have to go the other way. Like, I get so confused during this part. And it is entirely on me. You have to get to this part to see this, to trigger this cutscene. And there's some trap hearts right next to you, so grab them. And then we go to this part to get the door, the lever the extra lever, and boats. There's boats. Prepare your freeze boat. A lot of people do this because it's the easiest way. Just wait for him to come here. Freeze these R's. Run past this way through the middle section, and then start and like look at how much time I waste and I get away with it. You have more than enough time if you freeze him there. If I wasted that amount of time and I somehow got through this and he was barely on my ass, now you have more than enough time. Like, if you remember where the things are, unlike me, that I got killed there a bunch of times because I wasted too much time there, and I wasted it this time as well. But I got through it okay. And once you're here, you're pretty much done because you get a checkpoint, and there's only like a small little wiggly section here where you have this box is going to try and jump on your head, and you have to... I've actually just watched this scene. I allowed it to happen just to see what would happen. It was funny. But yeah, this is a pretty easy section. You only need to kill the people 2 times. You don't have to waste that much ammo, so it's very much a place to recover, and you do get a lot of bolts and trap parts and keys from this section, which is pretty great. And that's pretty much the end of the chapter. There's a gel here. And look at how much stuff I have. Really great to be full on ammo after chapter 6. Like, ah, goodness, chapter 6 was terrible. Now we are fine. Chapter 8. Yeah. This section can be done without wasting any ammo. I do waste ammo and I do die because I run into those dudes. I do die once because I run into those dudes. And there you can just shoot the guy on the floor. You don't have to do this, by the way, and shoot the plank. I would recommend just shooting that first plank and then ring around the rosy these guys to the other section and run past them, because you can absolutely do that, or you can just do what I did, which is shoot that guy on the floor and that plank and then run past here, because it'll take them forever in the day to get here, and you have more than enough time to take out these guys and crack that lever. Damage wise, a lot of people are like, if 1 shotgun shell for each and 1 sniper rifle will kill them. That's what I've seen at the very least. And there's a statue that's gonna be popping up here. You also need 2 more flashballs. You will get one in this chapter, but if you have another one, which you probably do from the previous chapter, because you do get a flashball in the previous chapter, so you should probably have enough for this chapter. And here you can get some freeze bolts if you don't just run through this section. A lot of people just run through this section. I don't. I get my trap parts because there's trap parts over there. There's a freeze bolt that you can pick over here, and if you're being really like really greedy, you can actually pick up all of them. There's a freeze bolt there, and there's some regular bolts in the other part, but you can just sit here in this place and you won't be hit. And then you can pick up the trap parts, the gel. You can also smash the boxes if you have the patience. I didn't. That's the one thing that I didn't do. And then right past this section, there you go, and run. You're pretty much fine. Okay. Now here's the part where I do actually have a death, because I forgot. I remembered the small little things that pop when you crank the lever. I forgot about the ones in the water, so I got killed by the ones in the water. You have a tape here, and there's actually a flash bolt if you go the other direction, but I would not recommend because more things will pop. You have to crank this lever once, release it, and then shoot your flashbulb up at these guys, and it will kill everybody, including the ones that fell on the floor. And after that is done, press this lever all the way. If you're interested, there's a flashbulb to your right, but you do have to get it fast because more things will be popping from there, and I personally feel like it's not worth it. So I just run. During this first water section, you don't have anything here except for right to this part. There's a statue right over there. Okay. And this is the part that's dangerous. This one, you want to flashbolt it. Because there's those things in the water. This is what killed me. I forgot about them. I literally forgot about them. And there's a dude here. You can run past him. Especially if he's turned like that. You have all the time in the world to run past him. But if he's not, you might want to wait a little bit and see in which direction he's going so that you can do an arc and get past him. As he's very annoyingly positioned. In my case, he was absolutely perfectly positioned for me to get past him. Like, he wasn't even looking at me. It took him ages to find me, and I was gone by that point. You get explosive bolts here. A box to break. Another bar, which didn't give me anything, and then this, the easiest puzzle in the world. Okay, you want to put this puzzle as it is. Like, you pick it up and it's got a side that's dirty with blood and a side that's not. Just put it in as it is, because obviously the side that's dirty with blood was the wrong one. Easiest puzzle in the world. Either get impaled by spikes. I did what? Put in the wrong one just to see what would happen, and of course you get impaled by spikes. I don't even know why that was. I needed to do that. I just wanted to. It's stupid things like that that you start doing with this game once you're done with the harder difficulty. There's a map fragment here. And we are pretty much safe. That was the big fight in this chapter, and I shoot my gun for no reason here because I'm walking pretty fast, so I didn't need to do that. I was just being a dumbass. And yeah, you have to run to this part after you skip this cutscene. There's a statue here that you can shoot.
Doctor?
As well as a file, I believe. Yeah, or one of Sebastian's notes, whichever it is. And I believe that's pretty much it. Yeah. And now we have the section where we run from the Amalgam Alpha. Yeah, we are safe. We just need to wait for this jump scare, and that is the smallest chapter in the game. Very easy. I'm sad that I got a couple of deaths in here as well. What can you do? Okay. Now it's time for a lot of people's favorite chapter. My favorite chapter was chapter 6, but this one is a close second. At the very least, in my personal opinion, this chapter has some of the best designed places in the whole series. The mansion is amazing. In my personal opinion, it's the best designed puzzle piece, whatever you want to call it, in the whole series. And it is so beautiful. You can't do anything here. You have to go to Ruvik's little portrait and get this scene with the nurse.
Indeed. It can be easy at times for memories to be distorted by others.
And now you can go wherever you want. So I go to the lockers, get myself some, open the button of lockers I had. And I had a lot of keys because, of course, it's like 2 chapters worth of keys, which is a lot. I finally got some bolts, which I haven't been lucky with bolts this run, and bolts are really good. If you can get bolts, that's great. Bolts are very useful for a lot of stuff. And I also got lucky and got keys, which means that the keys that I skipped out on are officially invalid because I got the 2 keys. You can be lucky and get them, or you can be unlucky like I was in one run and get them in the last locker, which makes them useless. Like, you do get more keys than the locker. But I was lucky this run. And I went and upgraded because I got a lot of gel. I upgraded my critical clip capacity for the gun. Fire rate for no reason. I ammunition my stock on a bunch of them so that I can carry more stuff, and of course the flash bolts, the shock bolts, and the explosive bolts. Like the flash and shock bolts were upgraded to maximum. I don't remember if explosive bolts past level 3. I don't want to upgrade it, and then I triggered this scene. Once you trigger this scene, the creepy crawly is gonna start up, and then you have to walk into the newspaper, and then walk into this place. You go to the mirror, and that will trigger the next chapter, the start of the next chapter. So flash bolts and shock bolts are upgraded to maximum. I don't upgrade the explosive bolts more than level 3 because then you run the risk of them blowing you up because the radius goes up as well. And I'm really freaked out to do more than that because I don't want to be blown up. Once that scene is over, there's a map fragment over here. By the way, same with the freeze bolts. I don't upgrade the freeze bolts because I've never needed... you don't upgrade the duration, you upgrade the radius for the freeze bolts. And it's nasty because if you get caught in the radius, you die from your own bolts. The flash and the freeze bolts and the explosive bolts are the ones that can kill you as well. So I never upgrade them past what I deem safe. And there's a bunch of gel and keys to pick here. Before you go into the house, I just picked them up.
Hey,
and
stop, damn it!
Cue the death montage. Because Rubik caught me so many times. Well, he caught me twice. The way that I've seen to manipulate his AI here is to go upstairs first, because he is bound to pop when you do your first brain surgery, whatever you want to call him. He is scheduled to pop. And if you do the upstairs first, which to me is the longest section, you actually have enough time to do the downstairs without Ruvik popping. And you have a good hiding spot upstairs. And you get a freeze bolt over here, some shotgun ammo, and depending on how lucky you are, you can either get a dude here standing in your way or not get him. I was lucky on this run, he wasn't here, but if he is, shoot him with the shotgun. There's always another dude on the other side. That one is always guaranteed. Take that lever and run. And if you see shadows over there, run up to the body and burn them. And that's those guys dealt with. But only if you see shadows. I've had times when I didn't see shadows. Grab all of your resources. I don't know why I picked up the axe. It's useless. There's a bomb here. Run past it or crouch past it. and then run, and you have a shooting section over here, which you can, if you're a good shot, you can actually shoot it way closer than that. But if you're a bad shot like I am, it takes me, I almost die. Takes me ages to do it. But hey, don't give up until it's over. And then just run to this room. There's a key. Running into this, and there's a key. And there's this section. There's this section and the wardrobe that's going to help you out, because the wardrobe is a place to hide from Ruvik. You can't actually hide from him if he doesn't know where you are.
What do we have here?
I found that to be the safest way to get through this, because it doesn't matter which one of these brain puzzles you do, and the puzzles are always the same. So it's, for this one, it's above that little line over there that's kind of sort of visible.
Great. What did I just set in motion?
And you do get a checkpoint here, which is pretty nice, but I died all of those times because I didn't get the checkpoint here. Like, I died before getting to this room, because Ruvik was a troll. He spawned. He spawned like crazy before I got to this room, which is something that killed me 4 bloody times. It happened, okay? I don't know. And if you hide in this locker, you can just sit here and wait for him to go. By the way, I got killed because Ruvik, I got killed here because Ruvik spawned before this room. Number one, he spawned like 2 times before I got to this room, and no, he spawned 3 times before I got to this room, and once I got killed by randomly walking into some dude, which is crazy. And you don't have to go back out, you can just run through this place. And look, I used the axe. I can't believe it, because I forgot about this guy over here, which you can kill with the axe. Yeah. So yeah, grab the axe. It's actually useful, apparently. I forgot about it. I took that axe without knowing about this guy. I have to admit, that was absolutely pure. You can run up to this guy and burn him. He's on the ground. Like, that was pure luck, the fact that I had the axe. I'll be perfectly honest, some things just happen.
Maximum frequency stimulation of cortical regions has proven less
and dude is gonna flash through that door. If he's closer to that bomb, he would have been blown up, but I got unlucky and I had to take him out the old-fashioned way. And this loops around, so you're on the other side now, and you can go and do the puzzles downstairs. And you should, technically speaking, go to this room first, because the other room is kind of sort of Ruvik proof, so he won't spawn as much in the other room. So if you get this puzzle done fast, you can actually go to the other room, and I believe you should have burned this body. I forgot that he gets up. But there's a dude here and the lady here, which I run past.
Again.
Wait for them and somehow get them both. That was crazy. So it wasn't the body, it was another dude. This puzzle is also like very much in the same place. And there's a flashbolt here. There's also a statue that you can shoot right over there. And then we run out of this room. Wow. Well, it takes me a while to run out of this room, but this guy will always be here. Shoot him with the shotgun, take him out. And nobody was here. Sometimes you would have dudes over here. I was lucky. And this room is a little bit Ruvik proof. So if you get to this room, you're kind of sort of safe, because you don't have where to hide in this place. And there's some shotgun ammo here and that some gel, I believe. But I don't grab the gel. And the other room has rifle ammo. But you have to be careful because there's a haunted in the other room and you don't want to alert her. There's a I skip it because I don't want to deal with her. You can pick up the notebook. You have to pick up the notebook, and the dial combination is 11 and 2. You get that combination when you pick each of the dials up, and it tells you one is 11, one is 2. And this is the part that is essentially Rubik proof, like you can't spawn in here, which is the reason why you should always leave this room for last, because it gives you time to get out of here safely.
Subject number 14. Test ADHD. Limbic priming. Temp 3.
And now we got a checkpoint, so the only bad thing that can happen is Rubik spawns in the main room. I've had that happen. And not in this room, in the main room after this. So if you are lucky like I was, there will be nobody at the door. I was lucky. This is exceptionally lucky. There's nobody that's trying to get in. But if people are trying to get in, you can just shotgun them. But I was lucky. There was nobody here. This is exceptionally lucky, okay? This is stupidly lucky. And I just got to sit there and run through. Usually there will be guys there. You're gonna have to waste some shotgun ammo to get them to fall over and then burn them. But I was stupidly lucky. And then we have this section where we run away towards Rubik. And he tries to throw us.
Slice clean, all the way.
There's a bolt here. There's a bolt here, a shock bolt, which we're gonna need for the upcoming cabin fight. Not cabin, barn. I'm sorry.
Ruvik?
And this section is a whole bunch of running, nothing too interesting, just a bunch of running. Until we get to this room is a room full of no, this isn't the trap room. This is the room where we run away from this dude. He spawns and we are like, nope, and peace out of there. And then we have the trap room. This is the room where you have to crawl through the wires. Thankfully that red dude is not chasing you through this, because otherwise this would have been a nightmare to get through. But I suppose the game was like, nope, we can't do that to the players because that would be pretty unfair, and I just take it easy. And I don't know how I didn't get impaled there. Don't ask me. It looks like I am right on those things. Somehow I didn't get impaled there. Sometimes the physics of these wires is amazing, and other times it actually works properly. But I usually take the route with the trap parts because I want to disarm them and get my trap parts, because I'm still low on trap parts. And then comes my least favorite section of this part, because this is very random how the doors go, and I actually do get killed quite a bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. because depending on where you move, the doors can sort of move with you. You can, this part is kind of sort of guaranteed that it will be, the part will be there, but you can actually make this run. If you somehow manage to make this run, it's great. But if he spawns over there, just go back, and that will force him to spawn from the other place. So you can actually run past this annoying. You do have to be a little bit quick here, because if he spawns where you're going now, you're gonna be in trouble. I died here because he spawned way too fast in that direction, and at that point I had nowhere to go, so I died there a couple of times. Flying is not the best route that you can take. It's definitely not the easiest. You can manipulate those door drops, but I was running because I usually run like crazy. That's usually my approach to that part. However I can make it through is how I make it through. I don't think much about it. Now it's the barn section, and there's actually a bit of ammo here in the beginning. On lower difficulties you have some ammo in the back, which is why you're going to see me run past this point. There's nothing there. You don't need to do this. On this difficulty you don't have the goodies in the back. You don't have them, so there's no reason to come here. You only have that shotgun, rifle ammo, pistol ammo, the bolt, and then we start with the barn. So this barn section was, from what I've read in some of the interviews, this barn section was supposed to reveal that Sebastian was actually one of the people who burned down the barn, and because of this barn section, Ruvik's sister ended up dead, and he ended up mutilated. So it would have tied the story together, and I personally like that idea. At the same time, I don't really like it that much because Sebastian is a little bit, he's too young. If you think about the age gap, that would mean that he did this 10 years ago, which makes no sense, because when did he marry Lily? When did he end up becoming a police officer? It doesn't necessarily make sense for Sebastian's timeline, so my preferred interpretation is that Sebastian's father did it. Like he was a farmer. Shit. Otherwise, it makes no sense why the monster is constantly telling you, you did this to us. Like, it would have made sense for that part of the story, but... otherwise, it doesn't make sense why he's constantly saying, you did this to us, we'll do the same to you. And after this scene, you can start cranking on the levers. And then we just run up here, we shoot the lever. There's some gel, there's the key. For this part of the barn fight, I have a death secret. When the first body spawns, just shoot the bolt next to the first body, and that will essentially, because if your bolts are upgraded to max like mine are, that will essentially catch all three of them, and then you can go and burn all three of them. And for the second wave, we do exactly the same. You wait for the first guy to spawn, shoot the bolt next to him, and then you get all three of them. And this is pretty consistent if you have the shock bolts upgraded to max. If you don't, it's gonna be a little bit inconsistent. But yeah, that's pretty much this fight. Otherwise, if you don't have the shock bolts upgraded to max, you're probably going to have to do this in 3 waves and shock the next wave that's coming as well. There's nothing here. Just walk through the door, and that's the end of this chapter. And that is the end of this video. It was a very long one, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.